Welcome to Real Herbalism Radio, show 157. Our sponsors for today's show are...
Get Healthy Now with Candace, connecting people with plants to transform lives. If you'd like to learn more, check out gethealthynowwithcandace.com.
Occupy Medical. We are at a new location, 1717 Centennial, Suites 4 and 7. You can still contact us at www.occupymedical.com. And if you... Or is it .org?
.org.
It's .org. Don't contact us at the .com. It's the .org for sure.
It's okay. I did that 2 weeks ago too.
No, you did it last week.
Last week.
I had to edit that out. It was funny because she did it because she was doing it for you because you're busy, right? So she did it, and then she did that. And she was so confident with that .com, and I'm like, oh no,
it's .org. Maybe that's where I got it from.
You got the dash in there, right?
Yeah, I got dash.
Okay,
so the dash part. Just remember, we are a free clinic here. We're integrated health, lots of herbs. We rely on donations. We're a 501c3, and it's .org. All right, there we go.
So is that occupy-medical.org?
Org.
All right. Hunter Creation, graphic design, and website designers, putting your marketing ideas to life. Contact them for anything and everything that you need for your business, such as logos, business cards, brochures, big windy flags, you name it, they can help you with it. Contact them at information@huntercreation.com.
What's a big windy flag?
Oh, you know, it's those big teardrop flags that are out in the curb that you see.
The bindi.
The windy. No, not the inflatable air dudes.
Oh.
But
do you make those?
No.
Oh.
There's a guy who has an emporium that you can buy them from.
Okay.
All right.
Now you know, listeners. Now you know.
That's the rest of the story. Also brought to you by Ace High Heat Graphics, custom imprinted clothes, shirts, hats, pants, you name it. In fact, we just got a request for hard hats the other day, and we're going to be able to do that too. So hard hats too.
For realsies hard hats?
For realsies hard hats.
Yep. So contact Ace High Heat Graphics at sales@acehighheatgraphics.com. The Herbal Nerd Society. Wait, Sue, you're having problems with this.
How you guys have a press? How are you going to do that with a hard hat?
I don't even know.
It's called a hat press.
It's a special press for hats.
For hats.
That's what I've been told.
No, you are lying to Sue.
Absolutely.
No, it's truthful.
Okay.
It's for reals.
For reals.
Okay, I'm going to have to see a picture of it because I think you're yanking my chain here.
Okay, I'll send you a link.
Okay.
As soon as they get it set up.
Right.
And we have bubbly around it.
Bubbly.
All right, here we go. Herbal Nerd Society. Hey, for $49.99 a year or $4.99 a month, you become an Herbal Nerd Society member. And what do you get with that? Sue, what do you get with that?
You get a monthly herb information session. Every single week there's a new article just for you. And it's on a specific herb. And the month, what month are we in? October? September. We're in September. Here we are. And it's reishi.
Yep.
So you learn something every single week about reishi. And that's the way we always say on this podcast, get to know these plants one by one. So we're teaching people how to do that. So this is basically an herb class for $4.99 a month. That is, you go ahead, try to duplicate that somewhere else. Impossible.
Can't beat that.
Impossible. Yep.
Right.
There's more than that because when you look on the website and you get the little person that says, hey, you should join, you just click on that blank. There you go. You don't have any ads.
No
you
ads.
Just go right through.
Website.
No ads.
What? An ad-free viewing experience?
Yes.
No way.
Why it's true, Patrick.
Wow.
And then, of course, all of our older podcasts that we've taken off the site to have room for the new ones. That's there.
I understand the professionals call that the back roll.
The back.
Ooh.
Really?
I've been told. I don't know how accurate that is.
That sounds like a health condition that
I
you have
prefer
to
the
slim
archive.
for. Archive. Yeah.
Archive sounds so like 1990s website design.
Oh, wow. This is going to be fun today, folks. The other thing is we do have a Let's Talk series that you can enjoy for the next couple of months.
That is cool.
Yes.
The Let's Talk series is really cool.
Yeah.
We have a different topic every month, and we have experts come in, and it is a quick chat about whatever that topic is.
A hotbed of education.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeedy. Okay.
And
that's what I know about it. What?
I know you want to talk about it, but the holidays are around the corner. And with that, it's coming. Christmas time is coming.
Oh.
Kindle time is coming.
The
Kindle.
giving experience.
Right. So if you plan on giving a Kindle, think about loading them up with, was it 9, 10, 11 overall books written by the Practical Herbalist team of Sue and Candace.
So many we can't even keep track of it.
Right. From everything from marijuana, medicinal marijuana, which is an advanced one, to lavender and
Tea tree.
Strawberry.
But also the herbal,
Strawberry
the
for your
pocket
teeth.
folio, right?
Yep.
And the pocket herbal.
Pocket herbals.
And then
Herbalism
for the zombie apocalypse,
Yep.
part 1.
Part 1, part 2 coming.
If you all would write in to Candace, she would write that second half. She doesn't believe anyone reads her stuff. So that's why she hasn't done it.
believe us,
Right.
so.
So if you're
Y'all.
dying to know what happens to these people at the end of that book, let us know. Information at thepracticalherbalist.com. Make it happen. Candace will write second thing.
Or maybe you just need to have what is the pattern for the gun cozy?
Oh, that would be good.
So we do need the pattern for the gun cozy. So
That's right.
let's all get Candace to write the book. Now I'm going to get slapped on the way home.
It happens anyway. It's in your. It's
all
in
right.
your
We'll put
future.
Arnica on that. It'll be fine.
She doesn't. I do.
Well, we all seem to be in a halfway decent mood today. We're all kind of having fun, and mood is all about what we're going to talk about today. We had Sara-Chana Silverstein on our podcast last week and talking about her new book, Moodtopia, and she was nothing like I expected. She was just feisty and full of vigor, and it was just fun to listen to her, and she had all of these great experiences and stories, and it was a really fun podcast to be part of. So what do you guys think about Moodtopia? Oh, wait, before we do that, now here are your hosts, Candace Hunter and Sue Sierra-Lupe.
I'm Candace Hunter.
And I'm Sue Sierra-Lupe. And welcome to Real Herbalism Radio.
So now,
Yes.
what do you think about that?
What do we think about
that?
it? Now we've identified our voices.
She was delightful. She
Yeah.
was absolutely delightful.
I thought she was too. Now, Patrick,
What?
what did you think she was going to be like? Slovenly?
No, like okay. I never met the woman, so
Right.
I had no preconceived notions other than what my thought would be when someone writes a book about Moodtopia. I thought like she'd be all the spirits of the moods and the energy
Kind of hippie drippy.
systems and and coming in with like
Hippie drippy.
incense and jingly bells and what Candace
Kind
said.
of hippie drippy.
Okay.
Hippie dippy.
No,
Like,
hippie dippy.
Hippie dippy, not hippie
Hippie.
drippy. That
A
sounds
hippie
like
drippy.
a problem.
It does sound like
that
a
and a
problem.
back roll. Yep.
You might need some organ root for that. Organ grapefruit. for that.
grapefruit.
Yeah, clear
okay.
that right up.
So, but
Something to dry that up.
that's who I thought I was going to get, and what I got was this bi-coastal jet-setting, big family, happy lady.
Real person.
Yeah.
Real normal person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was great. Yeah, I enjoyed having that time to talk with her, and I didn't know what to expect either, and I didn't have a preconceived notion, unlike Patrick. But perhaps that speaks more to my maturity level.
Oh, it's a Midwest bringing up. See, you know what you think you're getting into, and 9 times out of 10, it's what you're getting into. So
Right.
it was pleasantly surprised. It was that 1 time out of 10 that it wasn't.
I think your statistics are a little bit off too.
Okay. In northern Minnesota, Germantown? Yes.
I have been with you long enough to say your statistics of your experience are a little bit off.
Well, it's good to be surprised.
Okay, 3 out of 5.
That's a little closer.
It's good to be surprised. Well, for her, listening to the way that she handles working with doctors, that was a particular piece that I deal with all the time, because I deal with doctors all the time as an herbalist, and I know that there's a lot of resistance to doctors, as she said, working with herbalists and herbalists working with doctors, both ways. So to have somebody who's out there that's doing the same thing that I'm doing was really like, oh, thank goodness, it's not just me.
Yeah.
No, and she's having real success with it.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
And if you want people to feel confidence in what you do, you just remain steadfast and keep doing the best that you can with what you have and keep updating your information. And that's exactly what she's doing. It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
and off we go. This is a new branch of herbalism that we need to foster and that I personally feel comfortable with. And it's great to hear that she's she's taking a kind of a different tract with it, with the lactation consulting and the other things that she does. So I was excited to hear about how she's doing. That feels really good, and a very different population that I work with as well.
Yeah, quite different.
Yeah. But the other piece that I enjoyed hearing about was when she was talking about moods. At first, it was like, yeah, you can change your moods with herbs.
Yeah, when I first told you what we were reading, you were like, you don't change your moods with herbs. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, like I was thinking about, for me, with herbs, if someone has a mental illness, then you give them herbs. Because that's how I do what I do. And of course, I also deal with lots of anxiety. Yeah. And that's a mood changing thing. So I was just thinking like kindergarten-y, happy, sad. If you take this herb, you will be sad.
You were thinking in extremes, I think, too.
Or just, cartoon version of the word. Yeah. If I take this herb, I will be mad. And I was like, what? Come on. But then upon more careful reflection, it's taking control of the moods that you have.
Right. And it's also partly acknowledging what your body needs, as well as what your mind and emotional system all need together in concert, and delivering that. Mm-hmm. So someone who's really tense and really a perfectionist might need blue vervain just to help their body relax. And once their body relaxes, their mind can relax a little. And then their mind relaxes, then they are less uptight and angry,
And I know that I just don't think of relaxing as a mood.
No, relaxing isn't a mood, but you relax to change your mood.
Yes, yeah. So that was the piece that I was stumbling over. Plus, I have read a lot of things that have to do with moods that were painful to read. Mm-hmm. And what she shared in her book was not painful to read.
Right.
So a lot of things are so esoteric that you can define it any way you want. And I find that's not my comfort level.
Right.
I like a little more, I'm academic in my nature.
Right.
What do you call it? It's like an air sign. What is Vata? You call me a Vata.
Yeah.
So that's a perfectly valid way to go, by the way, for all you judgy people out there. But there's some pluses in being that, but the negative part about being it is the cushy parts between. We get a little lost.
Yeah. The gray space. And when it comes to moods, there's more gray space than there is black or white.
And that's why we have other people that ain't us.
Yeah.
Like, okay. That's why, I have Candace over here to navigate those gray and cloudy waters.
I live in the gray.
That's right.
Beautiful.
Yes. Thank you for that. You have to be really brave to do that.
Yeah, or insane. Either way.
I
guess I'm a poet.
You're a poet.
There you go. Aren't they all poets or insane people?
I think Vata people are insane too.
Yeah. Apparently it's not limited.
No, it's a broad spectrum situation. But the other thing, when I was reading and listening to her and then giving reflection upon after the interview, I thought, well, okay, when I get all riled up about things, which happens a lot, then I have gotten myself riled up because I assessed a situation in one particular way. Yeah. And there are many ways of assessing a situation. So if the emotional state that I'm currently in is not conducive to problem solving, then it behooves me to put myself in another emotional state. Right. So I should step back and then reassess. And the situations are just situations.
Yeah, exactly.
When it's raining outside, you can grumble about it, or you can say, "Oh, well, don't have to water the garden today."
Right. Yeah. There's always many perspectives to any situation. Yeah.
So just sitting back and say, I don't have to be mad at this person. I can step back. In fact, it is my obligation as a problem solver to step back and say, okay, what else might be going on here? And what if it's not all about me? What if their little thing, what if they're not really oriented around me and they're not trying to piss me off? Right. They're just doing their thing. Yes. And it just happens to piss me off. Or I'm taking the option they presented. I would like to piss you off. Would you like to take that option? I can say, no, I prefer not to.
Right.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes. Yes. And when you learn how to diffuse your own emotional state like that, other people cannot piss you off because they no longer have that power. You own your power.
Right.
You own the power over your own experience.
Yeah.
And so you may have an initial reaction. Initial reactions are usually unconscious or subconscious, but you learn how to recognize it and stop it before it turns itself into something huge, ugly, and irreversible.
Mm-hmm.
So, instead of saying what you really think,
right,
you stop and assess whether that's actually what you really think.
Right, exactly. Because the first thing that pops into your head is not always the most accurate scenario,
Right.
which,
Yeah.
You learn that from driving. You learn that from,
Right.
you can learn what I need to have some caution here.
Right. Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that guy's trying to run me off the road. It could mean he's got to be in his car, or he's
Right.
listening to some crazy music, or he's not listening to crazy enough music and he's going to sleep.
Right.
What if it's just not about you? So having that piece, like I felt like I should have had that piece of information, and that I'm sure everybody in the audience is like, well, yeah, duh, Sue, we all know that. But that perspective a long time ago.
It's helpful when you get it. It comes when it's right for it to come. I mean, you had a lot of journey that you needed to go through first.
I had a lot of stupid to walk my way through.
Well, and walking your way through stupid gives you experience. So when there are other people who are also walking through stupid, you can empathize.
Oh, yeah. I got a lot of that.
And you also probably better have language for helping them find a better way.
Right.
Sooner.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I had a few things happen in my world. Like there's a person that's very important to me, but is very difficult to reason with during key times.
Of course.
So
lovely. That's always lovely.
Yeah, and they will outburst with something emotionally themselves, and make the assumption that I'm just trying to either put them down or whatever. And in my reaction to them, I feel like I'm being put down.
Right.
So rather than play that game, because nobody wins, I've been trying to go, wait, your facial expression doesn't match the communication I'm trying to give, and being better about saying, Let's stop for a second. I need to ask a question because I'm a little bit lost.
Right.
And making myself like vulnerable like that to this person has sometimes helped.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a perfect time for pulling out your herbs for yourself too. And pulling out the ones that are good for, just recovering. And because that's an intense discussion or position to be in. Even if it ultimately goes well, it's tiring. Your emotional body takes a lot of hits during that, even when you are able to, not let the other person push you into feeling anything specific. Like,
right.
When you don't take it personally, it still is a hit to your emotional system. So taking the time to pull out your herbs and find the right ones to help your system calm and relax and let go of the excess stuff and rebuild itself.
Right.
Makes a big difference.
I think we've been good in the society about changing things, particularly with the Me Too movement, about this is my body and I get to make the choices about it. You don't have permission to touch me.
Right. Right.
Those kind of body decisions we have been great about. Not everybody's great about it, obviously.
Yeah.
But we're improving marketably.
Yeah.
Having that for our emotions too. These are my emotions, and I'm going to have a really good day.
Right.
And I am in this conversation with you in the grocery store, whoever it is, and we're going to have our interaction, and it's not going to result in me being angry.
Right.
Because I just don't. For me, I don't have bandwidth for it.
Right.
But I don't care. Like if they need to get help, they should go get help. But the spaces that people are putting out there, like on the internet or something, trolling, trying to just make people angry, or I had one person on Facebook that they seem to be very surprised that women have access problems with birth control. That was like a new shock to him.
Oh.
So
okay.
And I was going, what? Where have you been for the last few centuries? What
the
world
key
you live
thing
in?
there is not a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him. They had word him.
It's
Key
like,
there.
well, you just go to the doctor and you get it. Like,
No, that's not the way it always works.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
yeah. So just anyway, there was a lot of information there. And then when I started sharing, well, in Oregon, you can get a birth control prescription from a pharmacist. See, they're trying to take over healthcare. They're a companion with us in healthcare. And you don't get birth control because you're sick. So you don't always need to have a doctor.
Yeah.
And people shouldn't have to wait for their annual, which now that we don't have as many doctors available.
Good luck even getting that appointment.
Exactly. And they're like, well, then you should just go to Planned Parenthood. Like,
who's been defunded considerably.
How
right?
many, right, which is threatened. And how many Planned Parenthoods are there in the state of Oregon?
Yeah.
Not that many.
No. Yeah.
So you're putting a lot of pressure on a very small organization with doctors that they're depleting. They're opting and like, well, you can't. You're not a doctor, so you can't have that conversation with me. Wait.
Whoa.
Did you just say I can't have a conversation with you because I'm not a doctor? Are you a doctor? No, you're not.
Right.
You've just decided that someone with a PhD is the only person qualified to discuss with you on Facebook with what has everyone else in this conversation has known their entire life. I think you've got a really big opinion of yourself, my friend.
I could see how this could have really gotten you spun up.
It got me spun up a little bit. Then I realized, I don't know this
Really,
guy. I don't care.
No.
Well, tell me what your education is. I'm done with the conversation.
You don't need to justify. Yeah.
Have you ever stared at a list of herbs wondering which was the right one to use? Or wish you could choose herbal remedies with confidence? The secret is revealed in this training from my friends or our friends, John and Rosalie at Learning Herbs.
You'll get a really cool Taste of Herbs flavor wheel. It's your map to understanding herbalism. Plus, a free video training which reveals a proven way to learn about herbs that requires no memorization or book study. How to dramatically improve your chances for success when making a remedy. What energetics are and why they are important to your long-term success as a home herbalist. And how to take a bookshelf of information and get it off the shelf and into practice and use for your family.
Get it here now. Just go to practicalherbalist.com and click on the banner at the top of the page for Taste of Herbs Flavor Wheel.
Now, a word from Thomas Easley about the Journal of Functional Herbalism.
The Journal of Functional Herbalism is a free online journal promoting the integration of traditional Western herbalism, clinical nutrition, and functional medicine. It's published by the Eclectic School of Herbal Medicine, and you can find the Journal of Functional Herbalism at functionalherbalism.com.
So which herbs did you choose? What was your recovery from that?
Yeah, I think just walking myself through it was part of the process, but I keep lemon balm in the car with me all the time.
One. Yep, that's a good one.
It's great for anxiety. I have this little teeny bottle of it. Patty has a bunch of formulas, flower essence formulas that.
That'd be Patty Leahy.
Patty Leahy of World Energy Healing.
Yeah.
She's a flower essence gal, and you can find some of her articles on our website.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure that I link to her. When she's seen me kind of get all, I don't know, God knows what my problem is from week to week, but she'll throw a flower essence at me.
Yeah. I like yarrow a lot it's kind of my semi-panacea one for not picking up everybody else's crap. So,
is it pink yarrow or yellow yarrow or white yarrow?
I like all three, actually. And yeah, it can make a difference depending on which one you're.
So you're using it for mood?
Yeah.
Oh, flower essence.
Yeah, the flower essence.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I will add, if I don't have the flower essence handy, but I am having tea or making tea, I'll add yarrow flower to whatever the formula is. Just a little bit of it.
A little bit, because it has quite the flavor.
Yeah, it's really lovely bitter. But so I'll add just a small amount, but you don't need a lot of it if what you're really looking to do is clear your emotional body. You don't necessarily need a strong concentration. Something a little bit more gentle, like chamomile, that helps you reclaim your power and soothe your soul is a good one. And then
especially if your stomach is starting to go like, I can't stand this. Whatever.
Exactly, yeah. And then, add a little bit of wood betony or a little bit of, and some yarrow, some tiny amount of yarrow in there. Wood betony tastes good. Yarrow does not. Damiana is another one that's really, I use that one more for moods than I do for libido.
Really?
Yeah.
What? So I would like, if you wouldn't mind, to talk more about wood betony, because we had a conversation before about wood betony.
Yeah, wood betony. What is the Centella? The botanical name.
Oh, the botanical name?
Yeah, I always forget that.
I'll look it up.
Whatever it is, it's I always forget it when I need to say it.
But that's okay. That's okay.
But it's I find it's a really powerful stomach healer. And it's really good at helping people who feel disempowered or feel victimized reclaim their own power. They start to gather up the little pieces of themselves back, and wood betony helps them put it together and fuse it back together like a grout. I guess you could say grouting everything together in a really powerful way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the ones that I like to add.
Stacys officinalis, Stachys. Stacys, I think I've heard it called, also known as hedge nettle. And some people have the common name wood betony. They call Pedicularis canadensis, which are two totally different plants in two totally different families. But the one you're talking about is the Stacys officinalis, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I always forget the name.
See, I always think of it as, it's for migraines.
Yeah, I've heard people say that. I've never actually used it that way, but
for
that's not to
ocular
say
migraines specifically.
Yeah, it's not to say that it wouldn't be. I'm sure it works great, but it helps heal that energy center, I think.
So heal. We really phrased it really well. You say it helps people that feel disempowered.
Yeah, disempowered, victimized, like you just don't have the power that you need to hold your own.
That's a really great one. My group, the Occupy Medical, because we have a building, there's a group of people that now feel comfortable working with us as a patient cluster because we have four walls around us. So if they're being pursued or abused by a person, they know that they can come in and they'll be sheltered from view.
Nice. Yeah.
And that's
helpful. Yeah.
Yeah. And it
makes it a safe space.
It makes it a safe space. So I think that's probably going to be an herb that we end up using more often for people like that.
That would be a good one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course, it's not a substitution for physical protection, but
no,
there's so many ripples and echoes after you have that kind of injury, physical or emotional abuse.
Yeah.
But the more tools that we have available to people,
the better.
Like that, the better. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. And then can you talk about Damiana in a little more detail, please?
That one is always, I mostly hear it touted as a reproductive health and libido herb. It brings more energy and circulation to the lower abdomen and particularly the reproductive area.
Right.
So, I'm just saying area because, depends on your gender and your current apparatus. As it were,
right.
If that's the right word,
right?
But the way that I often use it is also when you just don't feel like you've got enough power, like you're feeling disempowered or you're feeling kind of just exhausted, run down, put down, limited in what you can or can't do. That Damiana is another one that I've found is very good at helping relax body, mind, and soul in a manner that allows you to really rebuild. So it relaxes you. It doesn't it doesn't put you to sleep. It's not like valerian that'll be very sedating.
Right.
But I don't know how to describe it. It's not like kava, which is really relax the crazy mind and
right.
But not, it's not like that. But I find it's really an empowering one without energizing too much.
What about for people that have been their grief is because they've been betrayed?
Yeah, I think it would be a good one for that.
Because that's a real feeling of disempowerment, whether their partner cheated on them or somehow betrayed their confidence, or
Yes.
a friend
Yes,
that betrayed their confidence.
especially after you've gotten through the initial shock and you're in the recovery period. Because initially, Damiana isn't necessarily going to help you deal with it. But once you've kind of started to make some sense of it in your head, and it's just the healing portion, that's where I think Damiana would be particularly powerful.
Right. Because that's a toxic brew mentally that can stick with people for their entire life. You know, you see people there, they just feel they're bitter their whole life.
Yeah, it sticks with them and they don't let it go.
Yeah.
It's almost like it gets stuck. It's as if it got stuck in their digestive system and keeps triggering their liver to produce all this bile with nowhere to go.
Right. Yep. Oh, it's a terrible place. Well, what are some of those other herbs that you rely on when you start kind of feeling a little overwhelmed with emotion?
For me?
Yeah, because you have some essential oils too, don't you?
Yeah, I reach for essential oils. Some. I don't use them. I used to use them a lot more than I do now.
Because of the parrot?
Partly because of the parrot, and partly, I just haven't reached for them as much.
Okay.
For
listeners that do not know, if you Candace and Patrick live in a home with a parrot, and you do not have essential oils in the air if you have a parrot or a bird in the house.
Yeah,
you need to be sensitive.
You need to be careful. You can do them, but you have to be careful with what you do, and you can't use anything that's got wax. So no beeswax candles, no tea lights. If you're going to use essential oils, you have to use one of those. Oh, I forgot what they're called, but they're electric.
The
you plug them in diffusers. Yeah, one of the electric nebulizer style diffusers, so that the essential oil goes into the air, but you're not putting waxes into the air.
Right.
Because our respiratory systems are perfectly capable of dealing with that wax, but theirs are much too fine.
Yeah, they look like little two spider webs kind of interwoven together.
Yeah.
Crazy looking.
Yeah, so if you subject your parrot to an environment with that type of wax, you're going to create emphysema for them. Mm-hmm. And that's
not good.
No bird deserves that.
No.
Of any sort of species.
That's right. So you're not doing as many essential oils as you used to, but you used to rely on some pretty heavily, didn't you?
Yeah, rosemary and lavender were a couple of my favorite for helping you when you're feeling crazy, exhausted, and you're like have small children. I had small child.
Right.
And I would just start to feel that tension and irritation and that wanting to just say no to everything, every request he made.
Just stop.
Yeah. Like you just can't get space. I used lavender and rosemary together. Yeah.
As a blend.
Yeah.
So you were using the rosemary for more invigoration.
Yeah.
And then the lavenders kind of settle.
Yeah. To get my body, the tension to relax and to, so that I could, regain energy and then invigorate enough to get through to a point where I can say, okay, you know what? Let's set you up with a movie for 20 minutes and I'm going to just go and make a cup of tea and be.
Right. So if you just had lavender, you just like sink into a stupor. And
Yeah.
If you just had rosemary, you'd end up throwing an axe through a wall. So probably that's an exaggeration, by the way, listeners. But yeah, that's an interesting. I really like orange essential oil for calming things down. Even though it's kind of a happy smell.
Yeah.
So the kids would go crazy in the back of the car, and I'd spritz a little orange at them, and then instead of fighting over territory, then they would just they'd be a lot easier to drive around with.
Nice. Less of the fighting in the back.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember drawing those lines.
Yep. I keep thinking of that Far Side cartoon with the two squids in bed.
Yeah.
Billy's tentacles are on my side of the bed.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, man. Far Side. So we've talked about flower essences and essential oils and some tinctures, and you have some favorite tea blends.
Yeah, well, actually, the herbs I talked about, the Damiana, the wood betony, the chamomile, I typically put those into tea. They would probably work great as tinctures as well. I just usually throw them together in a tea because I can.
You have some tea blends on our website that you'd like to use too, right?
I think we do have some
We
good
do.
ones out there.
I'll throw some. Yeah, just thought I'd throw you under the bus there. We do have quite a few listeners, and go to our website, The Practical Herbalist, and check out some of those blends. And maybe I should put together a like a MailChimp post about some
that'd be a good
tea
one.
blends.
Yeah, that'd be a good one
with this, so people can, because it's tense when you got kids going back to school, which even if you don't have children, that influences traffic.
Yep. It changes traffic patterns and shopping patterns and like just the way life flows.
Yep. And you go into a store and you're like, is that Christmas decorations?
Right.
Wow. I am not emotionally prepared for that.
Right.
So all of that, just the holidays. Yeah. I think that I have been also relying on a lot of Gotu Kola, which is a good adaptogen.
I like that one, yeah.
And of course, for wound healing is what it's also great for, because it helps the granulated tissue. It's one of those things that stimulates collagen production. So coupling that with vitamin C, which is a precursor to collagen. But even if you don't have a wound, if your wound is just within your soul, again, on our website, we have a great article by Maria Noel Groves about Gotu Kola.
Yeah, that's another one that's often used for nervous system healing too.
Oh.
For helping the nervous system adapt to stress. So.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are just so many plants that are helpful for just calming things down. And I know that we could do one just on things to help kind of elevate your mood.
Right.
We could talk about things that just help with focus. There's a whole bunch. I feel like the big piece for me is, again, just taking back my own power in a situation and deciding how I will feel about things. I'm not deciding how other people will feel about it.
Right. Yeah. You only have the power to make your own decisions about your own reactions.
And I'm not devaluing, when somebody's angry or upset, I'm not devaluing what they're going through. I'm just deciding how I react to it. And I don't necessarily think that just boiling myself and being angry or the overreactions. If I want to do that, I'll like go to a protest march or something.
Right. Yeah. It's easy to get yourself all worked up.
Yeah. And there's a place for that. It inspires.
Yeah, we need to have good, righteous anger at times.
Sure, because sometimes people are awful.
Well, it gives you the energy to fight the fight you need to fight.
Exactly. A good inspiration.
Yeah.
Yep. But when you're in you got your problem solving pants on.
Yeah.
You got to think clearly. And my mom always said, when you're upset with somebody, speak slower, not faster.
Right.
Speak more quietly, not louder. Take a step back. Don't lean forward.
Right.
And that's contrary to what I tend to do initially when I get upset. I'll lean forward, talk real fast, and get noisy. Yeah. And I need to be doing the opposite.
Yeah.
So don't even just straightening your posture and I'll put my hands together. It's like this is my space. I'm declaring my space.
Yeah.
So that helps a lot. And then you kind of think it through, readdress. Make the assumption that the person lives their life all about them.
Which we all do.
We do.
We're all players on our own stage, our own feature presentation.
That's quite true, Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That Will knew what he was talking about.
Man. No. Heck of a guy. All right. Well, we're really grateful to Sara-Chana Silverstein for writing that book, Moodtopia, and probably going to keep that by the bedstand so we can keep consulting it here and there. Sure. And you can find a review of her book on our website as well, and we'll include that in the show notes. And what else? Oh, remind people you can find us on Facebook and on Twitter. Instagram. Yep, we are in these places, so you should check us out. Yep.
And always leave a review if you want to.
Yes, please do, because that does help people find us.
Yes. Especially on iTunes. If you like the show and are there and you want to give us a review, it's awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, and you will also brighten our moods.
Yes. Oh, yes.
There you go.
Nice review. Yes.
So until
Okay.
next time,
Put an herb on it.
The statements made about herbs and products on this podcast have not been evaluated by the United States Food and Drug Administration, FDA, and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. All information provided on this podcast or any affiliated websites is for informational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or other healthcare professional. You should not use the information on this podcast and its affiliated websites for a diagnosis or treatment of any health problem. Always consult with a healthcare professional before starting any new vitamins, supplements, diet, or exercise program before taking any medication, or if you have or suspect you might have a health problem. Any testimonials, questions, or case studies are based on individual results and do not constitute a guarantee that you will achieve the same results.